Well, good morning again, everybody. Chaplain Joe back at you here again. I want to do a message today called What Faith Is Not. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to be doing a series in 2021 talking about faith and patience. But before I get there, I want to close up, mastering your methods with faith, because a lot of people use faith in a wrong way. So I want to talk today about what faith is not. First of all, I want to talk about faith is not about us telling God what to do, because believe you me, you can't. Faith is not about you coming up with something in your heart and then asking God to give it to you. I see this a lot, particularly in the name it and claim it, blab it and grab it, if you will, speaking into existence circles that I've been exposed to over the years. A lot of people that come up with these elaborate ideas and these elaborate dreams and these elaborate visions, expecting God to be like a genie in a bottle to basically give it to them. They come up with something and God has to produce what they want. Saints, that's not faith. That's, godly manipulation. And I'll just be honest with you, our God will not be manipulated like that, like a genie in a bottle. So that's not faith. Now, why is that important? Because a lot of people also in those same Christian circles come up with this, saying, I've actually heard preachers say this, just have faith in your faith. They treat faith as if it's some kind of mystical force out there like Star Wars, right? And you can become one with the force, so just become one with your faith. And then if you do that, you can basically have whatever you want. Well, the reason why this is false, because if all I have to do is have faith in my faith, then quite frankly, why do I need God? If we can just have faith in our faith, then ultimately my faith becomes my God. So we got to be very careful that we don't get blasphemous with that, and we just start believing whatever we want. So ultimately, then faith is not me trying to persuade God what I want. Faith is really God trying to persuade me in what He wants. So faith is me basically getting into alignment, getting into agreement with what God wants, and then me believing and receiving that. I'm going to talk about this next week. But see, we live in the confines of time, but God does not. So since God knows the end from the beginning, which is what Isaiah 46:10 says, then consequently, to God, everything that happens in our life is already done. He's just waiting on us, if you will, to catch up. So when God tells us something, to God, it's already done. We just have to, walk in patience and in faith to get there to where it's already done in, as far as God's viewpoint. So what we got to do, according to God, it's already done. He gives us a word because to Him it's already done, and then He expects us to operate in faith, believe it and receive it, and then come into alignment with what He is already saying, and that's what we believe, that's what we receive, and that's what we say. But again, notice we say what He said and not what we're saying. So that's what faith is, but it's also what faith is not. Faith is not a magic wand that we, just yield and God has to give us whatever we want. So I want to make sure that we say that. So, in closing, I want to make sure that, I want to say that, faith is not us coming up with something. Faith is us, when we believe and receive what God has said, it's not, us trying to persuade God, it's God trying to persuade us. Until next time, I'll leave you with that. God bless.